Most people think manifesting is about wishing, dreaming, visualizing things into reality. And there's truth to that. But real talk, not without action. Unless we take intentional and persistent action toward our goals, nothing becomes reality. Here's the kicker. Even when you try to take action, you may be undermining yourself because the methods that worked in the past tend not to work when we're trying to manifest something that comes from our internal dreams, from our deepest desires and longings. So today I'm going to show you why traditional action planning might be keeping you stuck and exactly what you can do instead. You're watching my video series on manifesting. There are 11 videos in all, and you don't have to watch them in any particular order. This is not a step-by-step process. Simply 10 elements that when we adopt them in our own lives, put us in a state of being that manifests things much more quickly. For those of you who have already engaged in some of the other elements of living in a manifesting state, you know that visualization or gratitude or living in energetic alignment, all of those things add fuel to our ability to manifest. They really can accelerate the process, but none of them result in anything until we take persistent action. We generally tap into manifesting when there's something that we deeply want to achieve. And so that goal feels big. And when we try to adopt the planning tools that have worked in the past for us, we feel overwhelmed and stuck, and we don't get started. So we stay in that wishing and desiring and longing phase. The second way that traditional action planning can undermine you when you're trying to manifest is mistaking all of the research and planning. And I'll tell you, this is a place that I have gotten stuck so many times in the past. We get really excited and we want to do it right, and we want to make sure that it's right for us. So we do all the research and we read the books and we talk to our friends, and it never results in what we want. And it never results in what we are working toward. And so what happens is we beat ourselves up because we're thinking, oh my God, I've been working so hard on this for so long and I've gotten nowhere. What's wrong with me? The third and final way that traditional planning can keep us stuck is over planning. We tend to build solutions to our challenges that feel that they are in scope with the challenge themselves. So the bigger the thing that you want, the more complex the plan that you put in place is probably going to be. The truth is, we're creating a trap by which when anything gets in the way of the plan, the whole thing falls apart. I like to call this approach the rolling experiment. It's super simple. You start with your goal, and the critical component of this goal is it's got to be yours. It cannot be the thing that someone else expects of you, or what you have been thinking that you need to be or want to achieve so that other people think you are enough. Next, we create a very loose map. These are the things that need to happen in a general particular order. So for example, if your goal is to write a book, you're not going to edit the book before you've written your first draft. So when I say loose mapping, I mean very loose. Next, we plan the little tiny chunks, just as far as you can see in advance. And for some kinds of goals, you might plan a week or two at a time. For others, you might plan a day or two at a time. And for some, you might just plan an hour or two at a time. Any of that works. The key to the rolling experiment is you never plan your actual tasks in a way that will keep you from being agile when quote unquote life gets in the way. Next, the tasks themselves. Make them ridiculously small, humiliatingly small. Make them so small that it would literally be laughable to not be able to get it done. Does every single task have to be that micro? No, absolutely not. But the ones that you think you're procrastinating on do. The ones that feel scary and overwhelming, do. Make each task as small and bite-sized as it needs to be in order to get it done. And remember, each one is simply an experiment. I'm going to try this. If it doesn't work, I'm going to try to do it a different way. In this way, we roll forward and we are unstoppable. Taking persistent, intentional action towards your goal every day is critical to getting there. And while that might seem obvious, if you're not moving forward on manifesting your goal, look to those traps and see if you're so overwhelmed that you're not getting started, or you're stuck in a planning and researching loop, or if you keep making plans that are so complex that you cannot possibly see them through and end up back at square one again. Give the rolling experiment a try. If you're a woman over 50 trying to manifest what's next for you in your life, and this resonates with you, make sure you hit like and subscribe and hit that little notification bell so that you're made aware when the next video drops. Until then, big love.